There you have it, folks. The Steelers lose 38-3 versus the Buffalo Bills. My God, was that rough to watch.
Oh, that was a disaster, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the game went on as advertised for a lot of people because, I mean, everyone had the Bills winning. There were some folks that blinded themselves to think that the Steelers were going to pull off the upset of the year, but they weren't even close to that. They lost by 5 scores. Five scores.
Yep.
We didn't even score a touchdown today. Not one. Not one. We didn't even come close. And when we did, we subjected to a field goal, which Chris Boswell missed. He missed 2 field goals today. We were already down how many possessions? 3, 4, 5 possessions. And they still elected to kick the field goals instead of being aggressive when they already have nothing to lose. And that's going to be the way all season is. What do you have to lose? That's what I don't understand from this team.
They literally have nothing to lose. Go for it.
This was Kenny Pickett's first career start. It did not go according to plan. It did not go as we all had hoped. His first career start, the start of the Kenny Pickett era, is off to a bumpy start. But we kind of already knew that coming into this year because what did you expect from this team? I expected a little bit of more competitiveness. I didn't expect too many wins, but I would have loved a little more competitiveness. Unfortunately, we aren't getting that whatsoever from this team.
Yep. And
that's a shame, man. We didn't even score 1 touchdown today. Didn't even come close to that. The only positive I could say from this team when I look at the stat sheet, which I'll put up for you guys here, is George Pickens. 6 catches, 83 yards. Again, the Pickett-to-Pickens connection is running wild, doing well. Unfortunately, it's not resulting in anything but statistics, but there you have it. That's the only positive. Pickett threw for over 300 yards, 200 of those coming in the second half in garbage time. He threw an interception, which was towards the end of the first half, which was, in my book, on him because he threw it to Deontay. I mean, it was just a rough pass.
Yeah, it was a rookie mistake right there. You know, he saw a target right there, just the defensive back right there. Kyra Elam, a fellow rookie, was just able to haul down the interception.
But nothing in the ground game worked until garbage time, where Jaylen Warren was our leading rusher, 5 carries, 24 yards. Jaylen Warren had a good game in the second half. Granted, it was garbage time, but we loved to see what we saw from Warren. But Najee was so non-existent. He did nothing today. Deontay, 5 catches, 60 yards. There were a few passes he dropped. Same thing for Claypool, who statistically had the best game of the season for himself.
But listen. That's not saying much for Chase Claypool.
That's not at all. Claypool is incredibly mid. When you look at this Bills team, however, Josh Allen, 424 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick that was picked off by former Buffalo Bill Levi Wallace. But the first touchdown of the game came 98 yards, where Levi Wallace got burnt by Gabe Davis, who 3 catches, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, the other touchdown is where he was able to burn Minka Fitzpatrick.
Right.
To which Fitzpatrick was in the right position, but Gabe Davis was just able to strip the ball right away from Minka.
And that was a one-handed grab. Just a great play from Davis. Stephon Diggs, 100 yards himself. The Bills had 200-yard receivers, 8 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. Khalil Shakir, who came in for Isaiah McKenzie as he was inactive, came in as a slot guy, 75 yards himself and a touchdown. I mean, the Bills completely burn us.
Yeah, our secondary, I mean, they didn't have to run the ball much, but why do you need to when you have Josh Allen?
Right. I mean,
the secondary did absolutely freaking nothing, dude.
I mean, what do you want us to say about this team, man? It's just, it's plain and simple. This team is not that great.
And the front 7 did not help well either. We didn't even get a sack in this game.
No, not 1 sack.
And still little to no pressure for this team. Nothing.
Right. TJ Watt's going to be out until at least after the bye, since his absence is going to be a little bit extended due to surgery he had. So, yeah, I mean, Watt's going to continue to be out, but that's no longer an excuse for this defense when they already anticipated Watt being out a number of weeks. And this defense is just very bad. It's the highest paid defense in the league, and guys are getting cooked. I know we had certain injuries at certain positions. Edmonds was out. Witherspoon was out, but Witherspoon has been terrible all year. Wallace got cooked out all game outside of the interception he had, but that led to nothing because we went 3 and out on offense.
Yeah.
The offense still translated to nothing, even with a new quarterback in there. The run game couldn't get anything going. The receivers were dropping passes.
And I will say this about the offense. You know, guys were getting more involved and we spread the ball around very well. But that obviously amounted to nothing. We didn't get a touchdown.
That is the one positive from this offense. is we did spread the ball around. A lot of receivers, as you guys saw in the stat sheet, got 40 yards or more, which is good. Most of that came in garbage time.
Garbage time, yeah.
But nonetheless, this offense got 0 points. In fact, the only points they got on the board was a field goal, which I believe came on
the very first drive.
I believe it was the very first drive.
Yes, it was the first drive, and since then they couldn't come close.
The very first drive, we scored a field goal, and ever since then, it was the same thing we saw, just with a new quarterback in, and I do not put nothing on Pickett. No blame whatsoever on Pickett. None whatsoever. Pickett did the best he could. Were there a few questionable decisions, a few questionable throws? Sure, you're going to have that in a rookie quarterback. You're progressing with them. This is a transitional year. This is a rebuild year. We're going from one Hall of Fame quarterback to a first-round rookie. You're going to expect things like that. You're going to expect things like today with this team all season, especially with the schedule coming up.
Yep.
But no blame is on Pickett.
No,
what I don't understand is the first drive was fun. We spread the ball around. Guys were open. We got a couple first downs, threw past the chains, got in field goal range. The only field goal we got, the only points we got today. However, we let up, and we tried to run the ball a little too much because it wasn't really working.
No.
And even when we were down how many scores, we still tried to run the ball, which just sunk our deficit even lower. We just weren't aggressive on offense when it really mattered the most.
No, and it's a shame because how in the hell are you, promising on the first drive and the rest of the game you don't even amount to half of that?
You didn't.
And I understand, some cases, the offensive line kind of caused pressure or allowed pressure to get to Pickett.
Right.
Which, when Pickett was under pressure, he seemed comfortable. He seemed fine.
Yeah.
He was sacked 3 times in this game, but overall, I feel like he did fine under pressure.
There were a few times where he was going through his progressions, reading each side of the field, reading each read, and still made a very good throw.
But there are also other times where receivers can't catch the ball.
Deontay, Chase Claypool. More specifically, George Pickens, man, it seems like every pass that was thrown his way, it was a catch.
Yeah.
That's the guy Pickens is. He's the best receiver on the field. Also, I want to note, Pat Frymuth exited the game with a head injury. He might enter concussion protocol. That is worrisome. I want to point that out there as well. That's something you don't want to see. Injuries were everywhere.
Yeah, we got blown the hell out by Buffalo, but we did not leave this loss unscathed.
No,
we got
injuries.
hurt left and right from the offense, and most importantly, the defense.
Right.
Which doesn't help our case since, we don't have Watt anymore for now until the bye week. But all these injuries are continuing to pile up on the defense, and we still got a tough schedule ahead of us. We got the Bucks next week. Then we got
Miami in prime time.
Miami,
then,
thank you.
Then the Eagles before we hit the bye week. So, heading into that, I'm going to head into this game, and like I head into every game this season, expecting the minimal, because this is the type of season we're going to have. This team just sucks right now.
It's not
every
good.
way possible. There's so many mistakes everywhere. Pickett is not one of them. What I don't understand is why, when we were down how many scores? 3, 4, 5 scores. Why didn't we let the kid sling it? Why didn't we just let the offense run free? We ran conservative, traditional Steelers offense, which led to nothing. It led to field goals, led to 3 and outs. I don't understand it. That's the problem. You have a new kid. You have nothing to lose this year, because how much winning are you going to see this year? Not a lot. Let the offense run free. Everybody, including the leader at quarterback right now, which is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Let the kid run free. And with the schedule we have, just run with that game plan, man.
And this was my concern, even when Pickett was going to come in as the Steelers starter for the remainder of the season.
Right.
Was the play calling, was the conservative ways of the Steelers, and it's still showing, even after this game.
Right. There's just not a lot of good to say about this team right now. We're in for a long season. This is only week 5. We're about to enter week 6. There's not a lot of good to say about this team. We're in for a transitional year.
Yeah.
We're in for a rebuild year.
We're down here. Yeah. We're not expecting a lot of wins.
It's going to be a long season. And a lot of us already anticipated that. But we certainly know for a fact that's what this team's going to be this year. But we're already a third into the season. So, just gotta get used to it and gotta get ready, man. Every football organization comes a time where they gotta have a couple down years, have a couple, rebuild years. This is definitely one of them. This is definitely going to be Tomlin's first losing season. It's going to happen. It's natural football progression.
Yeah.
Especially when you transition from one quarterback to another. But the defense, the highest paid defense, is not looking great. There's no excuses for them no more at this point. There's not. The injuries, the Watt out, blah, blah, blah. I'm not making excuses for the defense no more.
No, they know what they're going up against.
And guys need to step up.
They have to.
And the offense just needs to run free. Canada needs to let the team run free.
Yeah, I mean, it's very evident that the offense has more confidence. They're more comfortable with Pickett in there. But the play calling is still the same.
Exactly. And honestly, if the offense were to be able to run free and let Pickett just be himself, we might have some wins. Let's see what Pickett's fully got, man. Honestly. A couple questionable decisions from the entire coaching staff. Tomlin, Canada, definitely a little bit from Terrell Austin. I mean, it's just a rough game. Rough game. We absolutely get blown out by an AFC favorite, the best team in the AFC, probably the best team in the entire league, the Buffalo Bills.
And a major favorite as of right now to win the Super Bowl, of sure.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, this went as advertised, I would say, for Buffalo. So, a rough game. We lose 38-3. We'll see what we can do against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. We all know what his history is in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But we return to Pittsburgh. Can we get a home victory next week?
We haven't gotten a home victory yet.
Kenny Pickett's first start at home. We'll see if the energy is different. But as of now, this team just sucks. We're in a transitional year. We're in a rebuild year. Just enjoy it as you can, I suppose.
Try to enjoy this roller coaster of a ride, so buckle up if you're not already.
And at that point, we're going to finish it off, the recap. Let us know your guys' thoughts, and we'll see you in the next one. Here we go, Steelers.
And like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace.